South zone, particularly Chennai, Bangalore, were considered as right representatives of the combination for even Hyderabad. Guntur, the closest city which represented the tier 2 cities of the south. In the quali research that we did, there was an open-ended research with mind mapping, picture association. So we were not force-feeding any words, but we basically took what we had to hear from customers. Based on that, an extensive 1681 sample size of people with a quantity research was done across various age groups in these cities. Now, if you look at what came out from these life goals, understanding for us, some were the regular life goals. The prominent ones, the number one was kids education. Second was build a house. The third one, which was very critical, and particularly in the south, which was very important, was lead a peaceful life. I've never heard of this as the life goal. The absolutely non-conventional ones were the ones in the blue. Talk of physical and mental fitness, work-life balance, retire rich, travel abroad. So a lot of this revelation came through. We weren't expecting this kind of a response. And for a lot of these today, financial products may not be existent. And then we took a deep dive and we figured out that there are a lot of unconventional goals that are coming up. It's not just about what we used to have life stage based goals. If somebody turning 50 will think of retirement. No, that's not the way. We saw retirement come up quite early. We are seeing that India suddenly is talking about having their own ventures. This has never come up in any survey earlier. 10% of India is saying that we want to set up our own ventures. And I'm sure it will be prominent in the south. Retirement. If you look at this, that 56% of people in metros figured that retirement was a critical life goal for them. What is important is, well, the national average was about 44%. In South India, 25% higher. 25%, 28, 35%, which means 25% higher for the South. Way higher than the rest of India. So the South is thinking of traveling more. Similarly, this was unique. Balanced life as a life goal and a peaceful life were among way above the national average for South India. These therefore talk about how people in the South are thinking and how they're thinking differently. This is not one India. A very different India in various parts of the country. Women all across India, this was unique for us all across India. No different between South and any other states here. Women are driving their unconventional goals far more than men are. So 42% of women focusing on health and fitness versus 33% male. Travel, again, women more focused on travel than men as a percentage of the total population. Balanced life. The woman of today is thinking of a balanced life more than the man of today. Very high revealing, very different. So do we have India is actually thinking of making a social impact through their efforts and work. 10 years back or 5 years back, this wouldn't have been the situation. This is how India is now changing. So this was all about the kind of unconventional goals, how different they are in various parts of the country, particularly in the south, because we are here in the south, and how the unconventional goals are coming for South India, for metros, for women, and in general for India as well. Now, what have been the drivers? Who's been influencing these goals? Now, when you have to work with people, There are inspired goals like children, or managing children, or buying your own car, or buying your own house, financial freedom. All the conventional goals came from usually the conventional sources. Teachers, elders, mentors, family members. The difference is in the unconventional goals. This is what has happened in India in the social media world. So a lot of the unconventional goals are actually coming in from the social media. We saw in South India particularly, books were a prominent source of influence. While we see it in India, but South India was more focused on getting all this from books, so they read a lot. So if you have to reach out to these people, and these are the sources to figure out unconventional goals and then how to address these through these unconventional media. There's no point talking to elders for this. The other, of course, intuitive but correct thing was that millennials are more influenced by social media. That was intuitive, but we never had data. We all talk about it, but this is data. So millennial is surprisingly 50% more likely to get influenced by movies on what their goals are. Social impact of movies. And then what is their readiness? What do they think? Are they confident about their life goals? We figured out that 62% of India is saying that we will achieve our goals, and we are hopeful. That's maybe the age band India is. They are hopeful. But okay, hope is not enough. Do they see this difficult? They're acknowledging. 52% of India is acknowledging that it is going to be difficult to achieve their goals. And within that, 53% feel that they have not done enough financial planning. Another cut, South Zone stands out in that. 58%, so almost 60% of South India felt that the financial planning hasn't been done. Way above the national average of 53. Now maybe that because people are more literate, maybe they understand financial planning more. I don't know. So they're able to think about that there is more ways of doing financial planning than just gross thought process. We don't know that. But the fact that 58% of South India felt that uncertain about their financial planning, which means they require assistance in financial planning. And then of course all of this we said, how do we keep a measure of various parts of India on your own preparedness? Do you feel strong enough? Are you confident enough? Have you taken some actions? Are you even aware? Do you have the knowledge? So based on confidence, knowledge and action taken, we came up with an index. India, we said, is at 53% preparedness level. Now there is no precedence to this. So as we go by over a period of time, we'll get to know that India is getting more prepared or less prepared. So nobody has done this earlier. But within that, again, the South Zone stood out, and surprisingly, among all zones, their life goal preparedness index came to be the lowest. Quite surprised on this because it is the more educated part of India, but in terms of their life goals, their preparedness we find was uniquely different. And what are the factors for life goals achievement? Very clearly all over India, everybody looked at various parameters and said financial support. They lack the financial support. And within that, they felt if there is any long-term life goal that has to be met, there's 60% chance that will be met through a life insurance product. 50% fell through FDs, 32% through mutual funds, gold, which is something that particularly South India is very interested like this, that we've now got more than an intuitive hang off. But with this, yes, it will influence our products, and you will see us focusing more on products. Not only that, even our strategy to reach out to customers will be changed.
One of the things, in addition to products, what we're doing is making the entire conversation of the sales process far more engaging. So we're planning to come up with digital sales tool. It will help us analyze the life goal preparedness index of each individual corresponding to his life goals, and then propose a relevant life insurance solution. So it's going to be
it's like a need analysis. Yeah. So a person can actually say that, look, this is what I think about my life goals, this is my preparedness, and then therefore for this goal I would like to look at a product.
Mr. Tarun, this is Mahinda from Sakshi. Out of 130 billion population, do you think this 1681 sample
is perfect? It's perfect. So I'll have a little. We have somebody from IMRB. We can actually answer this to you as well. But let me tell you, for the Indian election, how many data points do you think were enough? I'm telling you because I talked to a lot of psychologists and that's what came out. 70,000 only. Through 70,000, they could talk about every state, every city, so many political parties. All this is usually based on sampling and how you choose your location, how you choose your places. There were religion, caste system and so on and so forth. Here there is nothing like that. It's a lot easier. So in fact this is one of the most extensive ones. So do you want to take something?
When we working with the design of this, so look at the measure of two measures, the confidence intervals and the statistical accuracy. The error on this is 3% on a national level. The confidence level intervals is 97%. So the chance of this having a certain error is plus or minus 3%.
Yeah. So basically there are two, hi, this is Vikram here from Cantor IMRB. Here, yeah. So basically there are two factors which determines the sample size. One is, as you mentioned, that it's confidence level, and here we have considered confidence level of 95%, which means if you do the study 100 times, you are going to get the same results or similar results. And the second point is about the error margin. So with this particular sample size of close to 1681, the error margin here would be 2.5 to 3%. So which means my scores may vary by 3% to the negative side or 3% to the positive side, but overall, inferencing of the data would remain same. You can say that 31% of the women have this life goal. That might come down to 27%. That might go up to 33%. But overall inferencing of the data, understanding of the data will remain same. Yeah.
So based on this, what products you will try to push? Will it be a money back kind of thing?
No, I don't think I'm going to be commenting on that so much in detail at this point in time, because this is just a week old. Within a week, if I suddenly become so intellectually enlightened, it will be improper. We've got to study this and come out with something more. What is coming out really, retirement and women, for example, are two clear. One is a need and the other is a segment that we have to look at.
Retirement and
women products.
सर्वे के लिए जिन शहरों का सिलेक्शन किया गया उसके
अब बताइए कहाँ से हैं आप?
मैं हिंदी मिला हूँ सर, तो शहरों में सिलेक्शन किया गया है, उसके पीछे क्या क्राइटेरिया था?
So here we selected, a total of each zone we cover a metro, tier 1 town and a tier 2 town. And the way we define tier 1, the metro is, a population with 40 lakh plus, tier 1 is between 10 to 40 lakhs, and tier 2 is between 5 to 10 lakh, right? So in each zone we actually covered these three cities. When it comes to, the metros, out of 8 metros in India, we have covered actually 5 metros, and similarly, to tier 1 towns within each zone and tier 2 towns within each zone.
If I can just talk about this to you,
if an FMCG product is launched, all India, it is just tested in 2 cities. That's it. This is therefore very expensive from any perspective. There was a time when it was usually 1 city was enough for FMCG also. Now it's 2 million, may have become a little bit more, 3 or 4, but there is a national launch based on that.
Out of this 1600 ATMs, how many were insured?
I don't know, I haven't checked. Insured, not checked. This is not our database, they have randomly picked up. That would be very interesting to see, actually, we should check that. Life insurance, well, what are you expecting? No, you seem to imply something.
I'm insured, so hopefully they must be.
I hope they are, for their own good. This was more on life goals. Now it is for my analytics team to work with the product and marketing team to understand what life goals are there. Are we going to focus on? Which life goals are deep enough so that they apply all India? And that is going to be the most important part of this now. So first thing is to do the survey and discuss, prepare a life goal preparedness index, understand this a little bit more, and then go back to the drawing board and then prepare products based on this. What is clearly coming out is retirement is a space to get in. What is clearly coming out is that women products we haven't really thought about much. Women are a lot more expressive in terms of their own life goals. Something that
survey is that Indians are now focusing a lot on their unconventional goals. Till now, the focus used to be more on life stage based life goals. So if you're turning a certain age, you will focus on retirement, you will focus on a house, and so on and so forth. But now we are finding that people are focusing on unconventional goals like travel, health and fitness, developing their own ventures. So a lot different now.
So do you have any products in health and fitness and retirement segment?
So retirement, we've just recently introduced a product. So this kind of proves that it was good that we've launched one. So now we will, given the survey and the confidence we've got with the survey, we will aggressively be marketing that product. Health, we do have a product. On fitness, we don't have anything. So we have to just think through whether how we can promote that.
So how about the women, how they are thinking? So what are they doing?
Yeah, no, that's what another big survey that came out, survey finding was that, see, the life insurance sector has been focusing on the male of the family as being the chief protagonist for buying life insurance. But that is now changing. The woman of India is also expressing focus on unconventional goals. So travel, ventures, developing their own ventures, focusing more on health and fitness is more expressed by women than by men. So there will be, we have to do some research more to understand how we can come up with women specific product.